Hello, Pachisi tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest III with me, BlueAnkylo. So just quickly, for the beginning of this episode, I want to go over what happens on the Pachisi board. In that chest to the up and left of where I am, I found a sacred knife, which I sold. At this tile here, with the shop on it, there was a merchant who sold steel swords. So if you have more than one character who can use steel swords, feel free to buy more for everyone else, because you get one for free, but you can buy more here. I also was able to buy an iron shield, which is pretty awesome, pretty expensive, but a good upgrade. So again, if you have lots of warriors, this is a way to sort of max out some defense. And I was also able to buy a leather dress, which unfortunately I couldn't test it at the time, but wasn't actually very valuable. It's not as good as chainmail, and it's not as good as a leather kilt. But then again, if I had purchased this when we first got to this area, I wouldn't have had the leather kilt yet, because we found that up in Nonaniels. So yeah, technically an upgrade for a couple characters, but not for very long. So that was at this tile. I think I got... In this chest was the boomerang. So this is our first and rare multi-target hits everyone weapon. I could give it to Fella. I was thinking about it. He does do a little bit more damage with it than I do. But what I can do is... See, the thing is, I don't think I can equip the chain whip. And, like, we're our two best physical damage dealers. And Holly can also equip it, but she's not very good. But for Blue can equip the boomerang to do pretty good damage to the whole enemy group. Or switch over to his sword mid-battle to do single target damage. Whereas with Fella, he doesn't really have a single target weapon per se. So he'd be the only one doing good area of effects. So this way we get two good area of effects, even though he could hit a little bit harder than I could. 55 instead of 48. For now. So I'm just going to hold on to it, and then I can switch out to the steel sword for bosses and stuff. And Fella, his weapon does more to bosses than the boomerang anyway, because the boomerang technically does less damage than the whip, although just better multi-targets. So that was there, and then in this tile, the cabinet, there was an extra Parcheesi ticket. So I ended up breaking even on Parcheesi, and we already had that chest from before. This was whenever we got on camera, I forgot. I think I landed on one of the question mark tiles and got a little bit of agility or something for Blue. But all in all, I didn't really spend very long. I just wanted to make sure I got those chests. And yeah, the top right chest and this shop. That's the shop and the boomerang are probably the most important stops if you're trying to get all the stuff. And you might need to be doing some save state manipulation to really get all the good stuff. But I feel like I want to be thorough, so I'd like to show it all off before I run out of tickets, because it's pretty easy to just have no tickets and not be able to show it. So, with a weird large group like this, Blue can attack everything. And then we can have Daubry and Holly just doing whatever. But yeah, you'll get to see kind of my new strategy here. So Fella does pretty good damage. Usually Blue goes pretty early in the turn. Of course, today I go last. But this is fine, like 4 different groups. And I hit them all. So I could have done more damage and maybe killed the caterpillar. But instead, my multi-target, it's really good overall group DPS. The boomerangs are really nice. As long as you're able to do the Pachisi games and get sort of... There's only like 3 boomerangs in the game, like 3 different tiers of boomerangs. But as long as you can stay on top of them... they're always pretty good. For almost the entire game, they're a pretty good damage dealer. Until, like, really late in the game when you can have just spells that can replace them. Like, eventually there's spells that hit all enemies, but early levels, you're just not going to have stuff like that. I probably should have just cast Return to go back to town, to be honest. But, it's okay. Now, I need to be a little bit careful when I use the cleanup, or the bag command to clean up all our items. Because whatever weapons are not equipped by Blue will just get sent to the bag, which is not exactly what I want with my current sort of strategy. But, yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty cool. Chain whip / boomerang. We could give another chain whip to Holly, and we'd have 3 AoEers, but Holly is just not very reliable, and she doesn't do very much damage anyway, so... I'm not sure if that's the best choice. Anyway, what I'd like to do is... I actually never bought that iron armor for Blue. I think that's the only significant upgrade left that we didn't... Never mind, I didn't buy the scale shields either. Looks like we're running out of money. Let's see what we can sell to really maybe make a little bit. So I don't actually need this leather dress. I spent like 400 and some gold for it, and it was a waste. That was a mistake, technically. I have the leather kilt, so we can sell the clothes. Everyone's at least past the clothing phase. And I don't think there's anything in the bag to sell, other than, you know, pretty low gold. At this point in the game, these books aren't really worth... It's only... If you want to sell them, the only time it really saves you any money or helps at all is like the first 1 or 2 towns. I like to just hold on to them in case I want to use the personality they give, rather than sell them and just get nothing. Just, well, a little bit of gold. So... Technically, I can sell chainmail for 360 gold. Helmets are worth 105. But what are we buying? It's... Scale shield. Well... I could get Holly and Daubry into the 50s. Or I could get Blue into the 60s. I think it's more... I mean, technically, Fella can use one of these as well. I think it's going to be more valuable overall to spread the defense out, even though Blue does take the majority of the damage. But especially Holly, right? Like, that was her first shield. She couldn't equip a bronze shield, so the scale shield was her first shield. So that was a huge improvement for Holly. So do we care about 5 defense for Fella or M-Dob? Or do we want to go for 5 defense for a lot more money for Blue? I guess in that sort of situation, the only advantage for Blue is that he's in the front row, so he takes more damage. But by the same token, we want to keep our healer alive. So you go for M-Dobry for healing, just to keep healers happy. And that's probably all we're going to have for now. So even though, you know, last episode I was all complaining about how much cheating I did, if you want to call it cheating, to get a little bit of extra money, I'm already broke, basically, instantly. So that's just the way it works. I mean, I could sell the steel sword, but that seems like a bad idea, because it's my best single target weapon. If I sold Fella's shield for 187, that puts us at about 500. I mean, maybe we should just quickly grind a little bit of money so that Fella can get a scale shield. Bring him up to 58 defense. And I'm not going to grind for the iron armor, because that's... well, that's just too much. Also... I need to keep... well, I think what I'll try to do is, between episodes, I'll try to do bag item... like the item bag management, because, you know, you keep picking stuff up from battles, and eventually your inventory gets all clogged. I want everything in the bag, mostly, so... I'll try to do that between episodes, so if you ever wonder where a key item or a herb went, it's probably in the bag. So, okay, let's do a little bit of exploration today. So my strategy here for now is I'm going to sort of explore the overworld as far as we can get. I should probably put a save down, to be honest. I don't think there was a save spot in that town. So the nearest, like, real save is back in the castle of Romani, and I don't want to backtrack right now. I want to make some progress. So I want to explore just to the corners around here to see if there's any towns or dungeons or grizzly bears that we need to punch to death, which is certainly possible. I wonder... I kind of assume these guys are going to be dangerous, so maybe we can lower their accuracy. Ooh, they got a lot of defense. Oh, okay, I'm glad I put a save down. So, that's cool. Don't go east of Kazav. Like, I mean, it makes sense. A 3-pack of grizzly bears would murder you pretty good. So, just to show you, technically, you're okay. You just come back, see the king, the last place you talk to a king. And, the problem is it costs a lot of money. Like, I think you lose half of your gold when you die, but then you have to pay... Like, I'm gonna reload my save, don't worry. The reason I would put more saves down is because this is very expensive. going back, like, I want to see how much it costs exactly at church to revive everybody. If I even could afford it. Yeah, so I don't even technically have enough money to revive my entire party. We could revive one person, and then we'd have to grind for another 300 gold or whatever. 260 gold, let's say, to save the rest of it. Like, that's just... I can't afford it. So, the truth is, I guess going to Russia is a terrible idea. Whether it's winter or summer. So we're not going to go that way. I've learned my lesson. No grizzly bears for me. Fella, focus on... This is where the whips kind of suck, because they can't multi-target that group. But I think if we kill the caterpillar first, that will limit their ability to buff their defenses. And they didn't even do it anyway. And then we'll play on a little bit fast forward just to save some time, but... Alright, so yeah, the grizzly bears, good surprise. Was not expecting... I mean, I expected the enemies to get stronger, but not to go from pretty strong to completely impossible just like that. That's kind of like last episode when I was saying when I go east of the bridge. I mean, actually, even the bridge east of Romani wasn't that bad. Those, wasn't paying very close attention. I was just talking to you guys. Those guys did a lot of damage. So even just going north of Kazav, definitely, you know, the monsters are much stronger up here than around Kazav. Probably good for getting some money and some experience, but... And these guys are okay. Like, I assume they can poison you or something. Maybe... Yeah, there you go. He tried to poison us. So I just want to explore around Nonannuals for a little bit. This is going to be a bit of a dangerous fight, too. I'm going to have the girls attack the gas cloud. Because Fella can multi-target, and the Ravagers are really bad with the double attack. But have low HP. There's the Blaze spell. Alright. I mean, we killed 3 enemies in one turn. Maybe we should focus on some healing here. So, I think, truth is, this area is still a little bit on the dangerous side. Maybe we can let the girls kill the heal slime quick, because it shouldn't be that tough. Oh, doesn't matter anyway. Good job, fella. So, like, you know, we can survive combats like that, but that's sort of pushing our luck, because a little bit of bad luck on one of those fights and someone's gonna die. So maybe we shouldn't be going this direction, but at least there's no grizzly bears. I want to check this random tile, and then we're going to check the cave. And then we're never coming back. Maybe we have some spells. Maybe we should surround the knights. Yeah, killing those crows quickly, definitely the right idea, because they get 2 attacks, they do a ton of damage. The knights don't seem so bad until they crit. And I think we got a couple of them surrounded in illusions. So we're going to see if that makes any difference at all this turn. That's pretty good. Now, they do have a lot more defense, so against enemies like this, it might be better to go with the higher base damage. It's hard to say if the boomerang is worth it here, but... not like it matters. We're pretty much good either way. Alright, well, our gesture's a little bit stronger, if you can call it stronger. Anyway, oh yeah, I was gonna check... Okay, so yeah, this was something. I had a feeling this might be something. Oh look, there's an elf here! This is the hidden village of the elves! Please go away. My mother would be furious if she sees me talking to humans. Nay. Thanks. It's my son's fault that our entire village was put to sleep. He eloped with the elven princess. I've tried to make amends with the elves, but they still turn their heads from me. What should I do? Ah, human! Stay away! Wonder if you sell any cool weapons. I refuse to sell to humans! Get away from me! Stupid elves. Stupid elves. They probably sell cool, like, mage gear. What could humans possibly need from us? What? The village of Noannuals? Yes, we're responsible for that. Long ago, my daughter Anne fell in love with a human. She stole our treasure, the Dream Ruby, and left with him, never to return. Elves and humans don't belong together, but she refused to listen. I bet he stole the Dream Ruby from her, and she couldn't make it back here. I bet she regrets her actions now. Ah! I can't even stand humans. Get out of here. So yeah, the elves in Dragon Quest III are all big, fat jerks. And now you guys know. So they hide away in the forest. They won't sell to, like, honest adventurers. And they cursed an entire village to go to sleep because an elf daughter fell in love and married or ran away with some human. Terrible! This is not the dungeon we're going to do right now, though. I just wanted to know where all this stuff was. I like to know where things are. I'm almost 100% sure that this dungeon will be more... Even if we could do them out of order, I'm like 99% sure that that dungeon will be more difficult than the tower west of Kazav. So we should really go west first, and then north, and then, well, northwest. Also, let's buy more defense. Alright, we're up to scale shields. Everybody. So the next armor upgrade we can buy... How much am I going to need? If I sold the chainmail for 360, that brings me to 680. And then if I buy iron armor for me, it's not a... Like, this is still pretty expensive for a low... But I need all the defense we can get. Like, these random encounters are pretty mad. How would you kill a bear with iron claws? Man, those grizzly bears were nuts. It wasn't even close. I guess technically we could still buy the chain whip for Holly. It does more damage and hits multiple targets, but I would buy the iron armor first because Holly is just not very good. Sorry, Holly. You're just not very good right now. You're a slow learner. So I'm not going to bother grinding for iron armor right now. Either we'll find some and get it for free, or we'll have more money when we get back from the next dungeon. It's kind of my figuring. Alright, so let's stop messing around. I got killed by bears. I found the elves and their jerks. And I decided not to deal with the elf quest because I don't think we're ready. So killing the moths first before they can surround everybody and cast their stupid moth magic is probably good. But yeah, we're kind of in like a slightly easier enemy zone here. So instead of going north, we'll stick to the slightly easier area. And we'll go do the ChamPAIN Tower, which I believe is where we'll find Kandar. And comparatively, this should be much easier. We'll just speed through the dead dogs. And yes, if you've been paying very close attention, you'll notice that the multi-target weapons deal their highest damage to the leftmost enemy, and then it decreases every consecutive enemy. It goes down a couple points of damage. It's still totally worth it. It just means they don't do 100% damage to every target. So there's... I guess it's just sort of a method of balancing them a little bit. Now, against this one, it looks like the damage went up, but that's just because the caterpillars have a lot less defense than the army crab. But yeah, basically your attack value goes down for every enemy you hit. But it's still totally worth it, unless... Well, that's sort of why I prioritize strength so much on multi-target characters. That's why it's going to be quite bad for Holly. She just doesn't have enough strength. It'll do like 5 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage, 2 damage. Whereas if you start at 20, 19, 18, that's okay. So let's start our tower. I don't remember how large this dungeon is, so whether we can do it in one episode or not, we'll find out. But it looks like we're fighting the same basic enemies that we were fighting outside. So we'll be doing a lot of speeding up the combat to save a little bit of time for the YouTubes. I should have probably had Fella target the bees there, but, you know, if I could just put this on auto battle now, I probably would, because I think against enemies like this, we should not have too much trouble. Okay, so we found one staircase, kind of in the middle. I still haven't really full cleared the bottom floor. Just keep that sort of filed. Don't want to miss any antidote herbs this time. Look at that fella killing 2 enemies. Multi-target weapons are so good. I know we're pretty high level for these enemies anyway now, but... Okay, we want to focus the gas cloud. Definitely stronger than the bee anyway. Hey fella, you stole! Good job, you thief. Alright, well we're just finding our way up the tower really quickly. Not finding any good treasure though. Oh, that's right, I think fella learned a new spell. I'll have to try it out here in a second. Oh, sorry, crashed the mic. So I'm not sure how strong demon stools are. They sound terrible. But, yes, fella learned... This always happens between episodes where I'm walking back to town after playing Parcheesi, and suddenly you get a level up and you learn a new spell. What does location do? We're floor 3 of ChamPAIN. So we're not really at his good spells yet. I don't know if this is going to be a boss fight or whatever, so... Let's make sure we're healed up a little bit, just in case. Apparently, some thieves have taken up residence in this tower. Are you one of those thieves? I mean, seems like he's also living here. Maybe he's one of the thieves in our tower. And the enemies are definitely getting stronger as we climb. Lots of secret entrances on this tower. I feel like I'm missing at least half of the tower by going... Well, we might be nearly at the top, so... Maybe we took the shortest route to the top, and then now we'll just have to backtrack past the Batman. It's Batman. The Batman. I mean, he's a man-bat, maybe, more so than a Batman. Got wings. What a terrible enemy. Alright, Thieves' Hideout. What do we got? This is the top, maybe? Nope, one more floor, I think. What's the most dangerous enemy? Probably venom worms, maybe? I don't know. We've been cutting these things down pretty quick. Good job, Holly, running your finger through your hair. This is why I don't buy you anything nice. Oh, the demon stools are trying to run away. Alright, I'm not terribly worried. I think we're doing just fine. Alright, Thief's Hideout. Get a load of those weirdos. Yeah? We better go tell the boss about them. Maybe we're not on the top floor. This tower goes up and up and up. Oh, you've done well to make it here. Too bad you'll never catch us, suckers! Okay, well, we didn't fall very far. But they're gone! They escaped. They must have hopped right off the back of the... There they are! Stubborn fools! I'm gonna kick your butt. PG, guys. Alright, we got ourselves a boss fight, everybody. We got Kandar. I'm gonna attack... I think you'd usually want to kill the henchman quickly. But I'm gonna just keep my boomerang equipped to multi-target damage for now, while the rest of the team worries about... Maybe we can sap Kandar? There's very little that Holly will be able to do. Bella's doing pretty good damage. this is our first real challenge, guys. A real boss, maybe. Holly took 21 damage from Kandar. Yeah, still probably worth it to try to focus down the ads. Kandar resisted the sap. I wish I had a buff spell by now. Increase would be the name. And I can get our speed up, but that's not going to really make much difference. Okay, the henchmen don't have that many HP. We'll take them down fairly quick. That will stem the bleeding a little bit. I think I should heal Holly up. Probably kill another henchman. Good, good, good. Probably will heal Dobry up now. Well, it's still pretty early on, so we don't have a lot of buffs and debuffs, so it's a fairly simple battle, but... Good dodging, Holly. Alright, let's go to single target mode. Healing is fine. If we could just sap him, this would be much, much easier. Cut his defense in half or something. I don't know what the odds are, sadly. Ah, Holly's fine. She's not really contributing much. Blue will need some healing, though. Hey, there you go! 54 less defense. That's gonna make a huge difference. Good job, M. Dobry. You finally got some magic on the boss. Even Holly can smack him for a ton of damage. Yeah, that'll make this a lot easier. We can probably just dogpile him now, honestly. Except, Dobry missed and Holly goofed off. He's got a lot of HP. Still, that sap spell, that really made that a lot easier. Good job. Alright, 610 experience. I have leveled up. I get 2 MP. Ooh, big level. Some stats. And Fireball. Bella, level 12. Bit better, 8 HP, 4 MP, and some decent, actually pretty good amount of stats overall. M. Dobry, level 11. Very low HP MP, and some averagely looking good stats. And the antidote spell, there you go. Took a little longer than I was expecting, but that's very nice to get. Alright. Oh, I give up already. Here, please, just take it. The crown is yours. Will you spare me? No. But thou must. But thou must. But you're a hero. Alright, fine, whatever. Like I had a choice. Bye, Kandar. And we'll never see him again. Alright, do we need any healing? We should probably heal up mid-tower. You know, that didn't take very long at all. Now, it's certainly likely, not just possible, but likely, that we've missed out on some loot in here. So I'll spend a little bit more time in the tower looking around. I think the top of the tower is pretty clearly done. But the first, like, 2 or 3 floors, there might be some more stuff to do. So let's not just leave quite yet. I want to look around to see if there's any other staircases or hidden nooks and crannies with cool... I should probably switch back to the boomerang. Boomerang seems to be really good on random encounters. That's why you get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't foresee any huge amount of problems here. I feel like that was a pretty good first boss, though. It wasn't, like, super, super difficult, but we definitely had to do some healing. If I'd had buff spells, I would have probably had some good use in them. Well, we used agility, but going first in combat doesn't make too much difference. But, oh, look! More people to talk to. Oh, you're the famous thief that defeated Kandar! Huh. Thanks. I wonder what he would have said if we found him. We found him earlier before we fought Kandar. Yeah, I'll try to just speed through these battles so that at least by the end of the episode, I want to, you know, turn in that golden crown to the king, right? Probably have enough money for that iron armor next time I go back to town. Oh, look! At least one treasure chest was missed. I was pretty sure. Oh yeah, I do have the fireball spell now, so technically, I believe that gives me a area of effect group targeting spell. Alright, so that's probably everything that's on the first floor. Oh, well, these guys are just defensy enough that I'll switch over to the steel sword. Called for backup. Your backup is too late. Alright, yeah, I'm very confident that the first floor is covered. Just keep a bit of an eye on our HP as I zip through this dungeon for the second time. Okay, so we're in the middle. I bet you there's something on the right side of this floor. I bet you. Oops. You can't equip the antidote herb. It was a little bit more convenient in Dragon Quest II's Super Nintendo remake. As soon as you equipped a new weapon, you just automatically attack with it. Like, if you changed to your steel sword, the game just knew you meant to attack with it. But, it's okay. It's just a couple extra clicks in this version. Still, I love an RPG that lets you change weapons mid-battle. I don't know why some of the newer RPGs, like JRPGs, turn-based battles, don't let you just change your weapons on the fly. Especially when you're given lots of cool tools to try, but then you can't actually change them mid-battle. You have to use them in, it seems like that's the way it's supposed to be, But let's see how well Fireball works on very defensive crabs, because they should have pretty high defense. Magic should cut through it. I would say that's very effective. Crabs are on the dinner menu. Crabs are back on the menu, everybody. Well, this one might have just been a dead end, sadly. I bet you there's another way into this center of this floor, though. There's got to be another way in. At least every floor gets a bit smaller than the last one, so this doesn't take too long to re-explore. Yeah, you know what? Fireball works so well. I'll do that again. Yeah, approximately the time your mage or wizard starts learning Fireball is about when they start being less of a hindrance to the team and more of an asset. Alright, so I guess there was nothing else on the second floor. Now, Blue doesn't get a ton of MP, so it's a little hard to get too excited about, his Fireball spell, which is good. But an actual mage would probably have more MP even than M. Daubery at the same level. And I believe mages level up pretty fast as well, so they might be a level ahead of some of the rest of the party even. Alright, well maybe there's nothing else on this tower. We got one treasure chest on the ground floor. And then this was... Alright, let's talk to this guy, because why not? We already kicked them out. You're out of the loop. And just believe me, one day we'll have a spell that removes these random encounters. And then exploring for treasure won't be so terrible. And then this was the way up, right? So I need to go to the opposite side of this floor, and then I think we're done. If there's anything over there, then we'll, I bet you there's one more treasure. And I hope it's... I don't know what it is. Something amazing. Thunder Sword. Yeah, I bet you if we go to the right side of this level, we'll find something. There is also a spell that fella will eventually learn that gives you... I think it's called Eye for Treasure or something like that. It tells you if there's any treasure on the floor you're on. And that would also make our revisits a little bit quicker. Because then we would just know. Please be some treasure over here. Please don't make me waste all my time. So far, the dungeon design for Dragon Quest II might be slightly weaker than... Dragon Quest III is slightly weaker than 2, maybe? We got a bronze shield. Well, it's not the highlight of my day, but is any good for anybody? It's a piece of trash. It's not even as good as the scale shields you can buy before you come to this castle, this tower. Yeah, the rewards for searching these floors has not been, like, the last 2 dungeons in a row, the very low amount of treasure, like antidote herb and a sacred knife, and then some money and a lousy shield. Not very good for the amount of time it takes to do the dungeon, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. Okay, let's go back to Romali. Let's at least turn in the golden crown. I mean, can you even equip it? Should I keep it? You can equip it. It's as good as a wooden helmet? I mean, I guess you wouldn't expect a golden crown would protect you very much. So it's not as good as a fur hood or a turban, but it's better than a wooden helmet. Anyway. Maybe we should try to sell it. I bet you the king wouldn't give us full value. We should try to sell it. Oh, you're not allowed to sell it. I can't buy that. I tried, guys. Well, let's sell this other junk. I will be able to buy iron armor now at the very least, and then we'll be pretty much maxed out for equipment. As at least purchasable equipment, so you know that's good. We got a lot of. I think Fala has been stealing all the full moon herbs, so he really likes those. He wants me to try one and find out if it actually changes the time. Oh, they're so I had that wrong. I was thinking they might be the item that changes day to night. This is the item that heals paralysis. So we've got heals HP, the antidote herb heals poison, and full moon herbs heal paralysis. I remember now. Which might be good later on. But if there's a day-night switching item, we just haven't found one yet. Oh, this is amazing! You've returned the golden crown. You're a true hero. You'd make a great king. If you agree, the throne will be yours immediately. Who needs to go save elves and fight grizzly bears? Would you like to be the country's new ruler? Yes. Then it is done. Henceforth, Blue shall rule as king of the castle. You leveled up, everybody. We're now the king. Sweet. Well, let's end the series here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. We might not be as strong as a grizzly bear, but we've got our own castle and a new wife, I guess. So that's pretty cool. 16 years old and we're king. Good. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying the series. Dragon Quest III was a lot shorter than I thought it was. Sheesh. I guess that's it. I'll have to find a new game. Maybe we'll get to Dragon Quest IV tomorrow. See you there.